everybody's doing well and staying safe. Welcome to my little tiny kitchen. We are going to make our own clay today. So my brick and mortar students, they just finished their ceramics project, and I felt really bad that e-learners couldn't do the same thing, so we are doing our own clay assignment today. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that your e-learning coach is present. That means that the person that signed the contract saying that they would be available throughout all of your e-learning and available during school hours should be either around or at least know what you're doing, because we are going to be using the oven. Okay? After you have your e-learning coach either around or you have told them exactly what they're doing and they trust you to do it by yourself, which is fine, you're going to gather a couple materials. First thing you need is some flour. You're going to need some salt. You're going to need a water source of some kind, whether it's a faucet, water bottles, the Brita, whatever it may be. Some measuring tools, whether it's a measuring cup or measuring spoons. And you're going to need a big bowl to mix everything in. Once you have all of your supplies together, we are going to start mixing everything in our bowl. So let's get all of our stuff mixed in our bowl. Alright, so now comes the really messy part. We are going to take this concoction and we are going to spread it out on a flat surface so that way we can knead it a little bit, mix it a little bit more, and so you can sculpt it into whatever you would like. Now for our assignment, if you're an e-learner for my class, I want you to create an animal. Alright? You are creating an animal. I don't care what kind of animal, it's up to you. You can make up your own animal. It can be a wild animal. It can be a house pet. Maybe it's your pet. It could be a mythical creature animal like a dragon or a unicorn. It could be your own character. As long as it's an animal of some kind, it works. Alright? But I want you to be creative. I wanna see what you guys can do. But first thing, we gotta take this mush and we gotta make it into something. Oh, I'm already getting messy. I should have a smock on, but they are all in the art room. So we're just going with it today. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some flour on my countertop, on my surface, so that way it doesn't stick to my countertop. Now you want your countertops to be clean, because even though we're not eating this at all, we still want our clay to be nice and clean. This feels so cool. Now, some of you guys I know don't like the feeling of clay, so my accommodation for you guys is to grab a pair of gloves, because that will 110% help. Just like we do in the art room, that is the accommodation that we use in the art room. If it feels too slimy or weird, or if you're just not somebody who likes to get messy, put a pair of gloves on, and that will help. I'm gonna start kneading it a little bit. Now in the art room, we call this process wedging, because with real clay, we have to get all of the air bubbles out so it doesn't explode in the kiln. Some of you guys who have had me before know about that process, but for us, nothing's gonna explode. Shouldn't anyway. I hope not. All right. So you're gonna get it in a nice ball. This is what we got so far. This is getting exciting. So you are going to turn this mush. Well, actually, it's not even mush anymore. It's kind of like it's a soft ball, right? Like a deflated ball. You're going to turn this into whatever animal you would like. And once you think you are ready, you are going to move your animal, my hands are a little messy, to a baking tray with a baking sheet. If you don't have a baking sheet, you can also use like a spray oil, a non-sticking spray. I wouldn't use butter just because we don't want to add any other ingredients, but any non-sticking surface, you're gonna stick it on here. If you would like to make a second animal, because I have a ton left, you're welcome to. But I'm gonna start with one, and now would be the time, 1, to wash your hands if you are done, 2, to clean your space if you're done, and 3, to turn on the oven. All right, so those 3 things are what you're gonna do next. 1, wash your hands. 2, clean your space. 3, turn on the oven. All right, so my hands are clean, my space is clean, all of my dishes are cleaned and put away. You can't even tell that I've been here. My oven was just turned on, I did that just now. What you're going to do is, this is super important, make sure your e-learning coach or any adult, doesn't have to be specifically your e-learning coach, make sure an adult is present, because I don't want anybody burning themselves or anything. I want you guys to be safe, right? I don't want anything to happen. So make sure your e-learning coach or an adult is present for this step. You are going to put your animal into your oven. So I'm going to do that now. It's already a little warm. I'm going to stick her in there. Now, my recipe right here does not state a specific time. Now, I have found that depending on how thick your animal is, so if your animal's a little chunky, right, they're gonna take longer. If they're pretty skinny, pretty thin, they'll be done within like 10 minutes. So, my snail, she was a little chunky, so she might take longer. This officially says bake until a very light brown. Right, so that's the color you're looking for. So while this is baking, you could turn your oven light on if you have an oven light. Mine is up here. All right, so you can see without having to touch the door. Make sure you are around, so don't leave your house, don't leave the room even, kind of periodically check on it. And it should be done within a few minutes, all right? It shouldn't take any more. My guess is 20-30 minutes if it's really thick, all right? But mine is in the oven right now, and I will touch base with you when so she's all cooled off, she's all done. I have taken pictures of her for the beginning of this video, just like you're gonna take pictures for plus portals. I might actually add some little details, maybe give her a little face, a little smile, maybe give her a little bow on the top, who knows, maybe she's a little fancy, all right? But this is what I'm looking for again. Just an animal made out of clay. Alright. I am so excited to see what you guys come up with. Alright, I know there's going to be some awesome ones out there. They're all going to look really cool because I know you guys are really creative. And I know you guys have been asking me about a clay project at home, so I can't wait to see what you guys make. Alright. I will see you guys at the live session, and stay safe out there. Alright. Bye guys.